What up, y'all? Welcome back. It's been a minute, but you know why? It's keeping busy. Same old thing. I hate saying that. It's kind of weird, kind of cringe. Oh, I've been busy. I feel like everybody says that, but for the most part, it's true for everybody, uh, and me as well. Anyway, still doing the eBay thing. Still do not have a part-time job, and I'm loving it. I finally reached the point in my business to where I am making more than I was when I was at the part-time job. So, uh, if you guys have seen my videos before, you obviously know I used to do eBay full-time, and it's one of the greatest decisions I've ever done. And I'm actually getting back to that point, and I'm going full force with it, man. Like, I'm developing processes for a business is one of the hardest things that I've ever done. Um, this is actually the first business that I've owned. Um, I recently paid taxes for the first time, a couple weeks ago, or maybe less than that, for this business. It was quite the experience. This year, I plan on tightening up some behind the scenes action in regards to the business, getting a CPA, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into that. That's what's going on. Just taking a quick moment. Right now, I pulled over at a car wash just for some shade because it's pretty damn hot out here. And I wanted to put something out that I thought about before, something I know the answer to, and something I know a lot of addicts know the answer to as well, but some may not. So I thought this would be a pretty good opportunity to voice my opinion on this. Um, I just want to give a shout out to Dr. Klein. He has a YouTube channel, shares his experience in the medical field. Um, I don't know what his whole objective is with his channel, so I'm not going to pretend I do, but I know he is out here to help people. Um, and he's really doing that. I've learned a lot from just relaxing, taking the time to rest, and just watch what a doctor has to say about addiction. Out of all the doctors I've seen, this doctor, knows what he's talking about. Sure, a lot of doctors have the book knowledge about it, right? They have the anatomy knowledge about it. They know how the body, I guess, reacts to certain drugs, and they know what comes with addiction. But where we come in, people who are in the recovery community, I guess, our part is to talk about our experience. And that's why I started this channel, to talk about my experience, my strength, my hope, and how I was able to get my addiction under control. So, I've been communicating with Dr. Klein as of today. We haven't been talking much, but today we exchanged emails and we've been chatting a little bit. One of the questions he asked was, I forgot what it was verbatim, but it was something to the effect of how I think addicts would end up if they left their city to attend treatment. So I've been to a few rehabs. All of the rehabs I've been to were here in my city, in Tucson. I went to one self-pay rehab. It was it wasn't the biggest, it wasn't the greatest, but they had a lot to offer in regards to the staff. We had psychiatrists um, and other stuff. It was really cool. We went to outside meetings, and they kept us busy. On Sundays, we'd have to wash the rehab vans. That was part of our routine on Sundays. Um, anyway, that was a self-pay rehab. So that was the closest I've ever been to um, anything like that. I've never attended rehab outside of my city. So, from my experience and from staying with, or from my experience and spending time in rehab with people who were from outside of my state, spending time in sober livings with people that were outside of my state, they weren't from here. Their family got tired of dealing with them, and they sent them away to rehab. And I got to spend a lot of time with people like that. So all I can talk about is my experience. All I can talk about is what I've seen, and that's what I am going to do. I'm not going to make this a super long video because I'm not the biggest talker, and I mean what I say. So I get straight to the point. I am not the most entertaining guy, but I have some experience. I have 13 years of opiate addiction, and I've gotten this far. Since I've been clean, I've started my own business. I resell clothing on eBay, and I still trip out that I could go to a yard sale or I could go to a Goodwill thrift store, buy a certain piece of clothing, and resell it online for profit. The main mission is to buy low, buy my inventory for cheap, and sell high. It still blows my mind. It seems like a glitch in the Matrix, a glitch in the life matrix, because it's one of the greatest opportunities to multiply money in a legal way. So, since I've been clean and sober, that's what I've been doing, and it's working out great. So, before I got clean, I was addicted to H. We'll just say that, and my parents knew. They had a really good feeling just out of my pattern during active addiction. They knew, I think they knew deep down inside I wasn't ready to get clean. But at the time, my parents were divorced, so they combined forces, financial forces, and they were able to get me into a self-pay rehab. I was there for 2 months. That was the first rehab where I've got to stay with a lot of people. I got to meet a lot of people that weren't from my city. So even if they wanted to leave, even if they were to leave, it would take them a little bit longer to find the dope or whatever, the alcohol, a little bit longer than it would take for me. When I got to that rehab, I was on a 2-week Suboxone taper. For the 2 weeks, everything was good. Everything was solid. I was able to function. I was able to work out. Day 15, all my withdrawals came back, and I was freaking out. We woke up, went to an outside meeting, came back, and I already had my mind made up. I was in withdrawal. I didn't tell anybody. But when we got back from the meeting, I went to go speak with the owner. I'm like, look, man, I'm going through withdrawal. I need the keys to my vehicle, because my vehicle was in the parking lot. I drove there after everything was arranged from my parents, and he said, no, let's talk about this. Let's call your family, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't trying to hear it. I knew what I had to do to go get high and feel better. So that's what I did. I was like, okay, they're not budging. I'm not going to waste time. I don't want this to escalate. And I just left. I walked out the door. They had one of the staff members kind of track me down because I walked to one of the main streets and was walking to a bus stop. One of the staff members approached me. He tried to talk me down, blah, blah, blah. He tried to de-escalate the situation and try to get me back into rehab. Much respect for them. Much respect to them for trying that. That didn't work. Once I had my mind made up, I wasn't trying to hear anything they said. And I was like, look, dude, you're just wasting your time. I appreciate you, but you might as well head back to work and help somebody that needs it. Because right now, I got my mind made up. I'm going to go get high and hopefully come back to the rehab after I feel well. So I did what I did for the day. Ultimately, I met up with my dealer. I had his number memorized, took the bus to his house, and blah, blah, blah. Did what I had to do. So luckily, the rehab took me back, and I ended up, I knew it was a Monday, and I knew on Mondays we went to a certain meeting at 7:30, so I had my dealer take me to that meeting, and then he just left, and I was high, and I felt better, and thankfully the rehab took me back in, and I was able to finish my time there, and I graduated successfully. So that was a tangent. I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk about that experience there. But if I had the opportunity to go to a rehab outside of my state or outside of my city, long story short, if I was not ready, I'm pretty sure I would have either left the rehab or wait till I graduated it successfully and then try to get high, or just wait till I come back to Tucson, to my city. But what I do know is the chances are much higher of me not relapsing. So there are some benefits to attending rehab outside of your city. My frame of mind ultimately was the city is not the problem. I could go anywhere and get high. The city is not the problem. Up here is the problem. So once I have my mind made up, there's nothing that's going to stop me. Nothing. So, as stubborn as I was during active addiction, I'm as stubborn right now with my recovery. Ultimately, methadone saved my life. I've tried Suboxone 3 separate times, and I always manipulated that program to my benefit. Eventually, it backfired on me. I would stack the Suboxone, save them, until I ran out of cash or something. My car was broke down or something. So I would stack the Suboxone till I couldn't get high anymore. Then I would take the subs, and that vicious cycle always repeated itself. But this video right here really isn't really for my subscribers, because a lot of you guys know already, for the most part. I would hope you know that the city, your location, is not the problem. Up here is the problem. But if it takes you or loved one leaving your city or state to go to another rehab, I think that would be a really good idea. I am not against that idea, because the chances are higher. I don't know how much higher, but the chances are higher for you to at least stay clean longer if you're out of town. Because a lot of people in active addiction, they don't know. A lot of people in active addiction really don't care where they're at. They're going to get high regardless. If they're not ready, they're going to get high. So I am not against the idea of sending somebody that you love to another city or state for treatment, because why not? That's just another option for you guys. Who knows, it may work out. They are not going to be as comfortable in that city versus where they are from, versus their hometown, because they know where to get high. They know who to talk to. They know the demographic within their city, so they know who they could approach for the most part, right? So I think that's pretty much it for this video. I got to get back to work. I just left my house. I had to go buy some dog food, and I had to buy some laundry detergent so I could wash some more clothes that I bought so I could flip, make some money, buy my dog some more treats. But yeah, so let's sum this up. I'm not against the idea of you or somebody you love going out of town. I do think the probability of you staying clean is a little bit higher, maybe a lot higher. Just depends on you, just depends on that person. They are not going to get clean if they are not ready. If you're a parent or somebody that owns a household and you have somebody in your house in active addiction, I suggest developing some boundaries. I suggest looking into what enabling is. I suggest looking into codependency. And I also suggest, I welcome you guys to hit me up. I'm on Instagram, Righteous Monkey. I'm on Gmail, Righteous Monkey Official at Righteous Monkey Official at Gmail. Did I say Gmail for Instagram? Yeah, just Righteous Monkey on Instagram. On Gmail, Righteous Monkey Official at Gmail. So, thank you guys for watching. I guess I am going to apologize for not recording, I think, in like a week and a half. And I'm going to get out of the spot where I am because it's a car wash and I am under a tree. So generally people who are at car washes under trees, if they were anything like me, they'd be busting out the foil, busting out the straw, putting something on it, and taking it in their lungs, smoking their life away. Because that's immediately what I did. This car wash that I'm at is, in one of my stories I talk about where I was on intensive probation. Long story short, I relapsed. I went to a car wash before I got home. Once I got home, I got arrested by my probation officer. So I am at that car wash right now. It trips me out, really. It kind of trips me out because of the stuff and the number of times I used to come here to get high. So, yeah. Time to get back to work. Time to get back to my dogs. Thank you for watching. And definitely reach out if you guys have any questions. You could either hit the email, hit me on Instagram, type them in the comments. I respond to damn near every comment immediately. So, thank you for watching. My name's Daniel. This is the Righteous Monkey YouTube channel. Like this video. Share it with somebody that you think needs to hear this or someone that could benefit from, all right? So we're 19 minutes in. It's time to end this. I'll be back soon, all right? Soon, I hope. Thanks for watching.